Hi everybody, welcome back to In My Garage. Today, we're going to start on fuel injection. No, I don't have it yet. It's still coming. Yeah, been a while, but it's coming. Tracking says it is. It just seems to be taking a long time. But we need to get started. We need to get some things cleared out. We have the air cleaner, the two carburetors, the distributor has to come out in order to get the tunnel ram out. It doesn't go through the tunnel ram, it's just in the way. Tunnel ram's got to come out. Fuel line, regulator, filter, pump, all that stuff's got to go. I can leave the pump on there, but I'm going to have to get a block off plate sooner or later. I just don't want it pumping dry forever. And then I really wanted to put the fuel lines on the other sides, get rid of some of the congestion here. But all my fuel lines are on this side for both tanks. That other tank on that side runs across. All the electrical lines are running on that side. So I just wanted to keep them separate, and I think I'm going to continue that. We're just going to have to add another fuel line, a return line on this side. It's not going to be horrible. It's just going to be one more hose to mix up with the delivery hose, the power steering hoses, the brake system hoses, and all of that. So it'll be a little congested, but we'll get it done. It'll look good when in the end, always does. And I think it's time to get started. So let's do that. All right, first thing I need is my big ol' stand up here and get things done creeper. That should do. Air cleaner, I think, will be first. I mean, we might as well start from the top and work our way down. My hood is not staying open. The struts are not doing their job. I'm definitely going to buy some heavier struts or send these back to the company and say, hey, why do they keep losing pressure? Maybe it's because it's getting colder. I don't know, but we need to fix that because it keeps coming down. Man, it's got a good grip on it. There we go. Breaking loose. Breaking loose. There we go. Got that part. And we got that part. Find somewhere to put them for the rest of their life. Fuel lines are coming off next. It hasn't run for a while, so we shouldn't have much leakage. Let's hope. That one doesn't fit there. That doesn't fit there. That doesn't fit there. One of these does. And there it is. Now truly, I could take this fuel line off all the way down to the pump, but then it would start leaking fuel because that's below the tank level. So we'll just leave it up here for the moment being, and once we drain the tanks, we'll get it off the rest of the way. So we're going to start on the linkage, and that's going to take a little bitty wrench, like a 3/8 or 7/16, and some other stuff. Here we go. Oh, it was all set up so good too. It's almost a shame to take it apart now. But she'll run so much better with fuel injection, right? You know, it's not so much that it'll run better. It will cold start better. It'll idle better when it's cold. I mean, I can use a choke and make this idle way up. But with fuel injection, I can make it idle at a reasonable RPM the fuel mixture will richen itself to keep it where I need it, and I can program it wherever I like. The transition phase between the the idle transition slot and the boosters will be smoother. So there will be a lot of good things. Doesn't necessarily mean your horsepower goes up, although it could potentially. One carb away. All right, let's see if we can make 2 carbs disappear. This one's got a choke cable on it we'll have to get. This carburetor shouldn't come off. Yep, there we go. Awesome. Gasket wants to come off, so let's take it off with it. Probably put new ones under the fuel injection, wouldn't you think? I hate this hood. It's getting lower every minute. Ooh, okay. I'm back. I think distributor's next. It'll be a whole lot easier getting the distributor out or getting the tunnel ram off with the distributor out. Does not have to come off or come out, but a whole lot easier. And I think I'm going to undo the spark plug wires up here, because getting them down there, yeah, no, right here. I could probably leave that coil one on, and we'll just have to, you know, count our firing order and get them all lined back up. But that's for future Ken to worry about. Right now, he's just gonna pull them all off. All right, they're all out of the way. That's a happy thing. Let's take this vacuum hose off the distributor. Did you know that the aces will control timing? So long as you have a magnetic pickup or one of their aces distributors with a magnetic pickup. Now this Petronix, it has a magnetic pickup on it, but they told me their system doesn't work well with this. I'll try it first without using the timing, but I'm going to see if I can make it work with the Petronix distributor. You wait and see. All right, remember that screwdriver I dropped? Yeah, I need it. I'll just get a different one. Don't let me forget it's down there. I'm gonna go without the hat too, it's in my way. I just want the distributor cap off. I don't know if you can see this, but it's pushing really hard. It pushes right against the intake manifold. I did a lot of grinding to make this thing fit on the tunnel ram. All this right here has been ground just so that'll fit. Which looks pretty good. We'll reuse that. Now there's a 1/2 inch bolt down there that's holding the distributor down. And here's a tip for you. I'm going to pull this out, right? But I want to be able to stick it back in and have it fire right up. So I'm looking at it right now, and that rotor is pointing right at the coil tower. I mean, almost dead center, just a fraction of an inch that direction. So I'm going to take a picture of it. And this will ensure that when I put it back together, it goes right in the same spot. And I'm also looking at where my vacuum advance unit is. And it is almost pointed perfectly straight at the radiator. So there are my two references. One to where the housing on the distributor is, and that's where that vacuum advance is pointing. One to where the rotor is, and that's pointing right at my coil tower. So when I stab this distributor back in, providing I haven't rolled over the motor, it's going to fire right up. All right, let's get with this one, 1/2 inch. All right, that should make our distributor capable of rising out of the truck. Just like that. Now I'm going to be careful and try not to rotate this. I will wrap it in a rag so that end stays clean, but hopefully it'll be right where we need it when we put it in. If not, I'll line it up. One thing I should point out when you pull your distributor is look really closely at your distributor gear for wear, especially if it's a new build, because you want your gear to match your cam so that it doesn't wear prematurely or wipe out your cam gear prematurely. This one's looking good. Last intake bolt. Let me blow this all off so nothing falls in the valley, and then we'll pull the tunnel ram off. It's a sad day. Hopefully that blew all the debris away. And let's see how stuck it is. It shouldn't be stuck at all. There really is no water passages. So it's only the china walls that are silicone down and the corners right there on the china walls. But sometimes they're stuck pretty good because I do a good job of cleaning those and putting a lot of silicone on them. Oh boy, the china walls are good. All right, well, I'll have to get a pry tool. I'll get down under here, pry it up right in the very front. It should break the china wall loose here. If I have to pry, and I think I'm prying too hard, I'll actually take a razor blade and I'll cut the china wall, and then it should come up. So let me get to that, see how long it takes me to get it up. We'll start with just a small pry tool right here in front, if I can get it in there. That's always a trick when you're working in tight spaces. There it is. Oh yeah, it came right up. All right, that got it loose in front. It feels like it's kind of loose in back. Kind of loose. It's coming up. Slow but sure. Over the top. Out. Tunnel ram's done. Oh, that's a sad day. Let me move them back. Oh. Gaskets. Well, that really looks good. Let's take a further look down in there. See how everything's looking in here. Let me bring you in. You take a look. Here we are. As you can see, it has the lifter retainer bar. That's this right here. And there's dog bones. That's what these things are called right here. These pieces, they're held in by that retainer piece. And that's to keep those lifters from rotating because they are roller lifters. And looking at them, they are all sitting perfectly in their retainers, in the dog bones. None of them are sticking too high, none of them are too low. Yeah, that looks really good. The retainers are sitting right on the dog bones, just as they're supposed to. Intake ports look pretty good. You can see a little bit of brown in them, and that's because of the cam timing. It has just a slight amount of reversion. That's that thumper camshaft, you know, the revision on it there. The lobe separation angle causes a little bit of exhaust gas to push back up, causes that lumpy thumpy idle that I don't detest. I love the sound of the lumpy thumpy idle. I don't like how rough it really is. It certainly wasn't built that way, but the fuel injection will help smooth it out a little bit, just because it'll allow me to adjust minute amounts of fuel at all different points in the RPM level, and that should help us smooth it out just a little bit, make for a better idle, definitely better transition up to speed, and it should be awesome. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, the gasket surfaces, and then I will put the other intake manifold on and you'll get to see it.